It's The Last Stand. And here is your host, Brian Custer.
That's right. It is The Last Stand. We bring you the biggest names in sports and entertainment in the sport of boxing. The heavyweight division rules. And one of the biggest names is the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world. He is the Bronze Bomber. He is Deontay Wilder. D, it's been a while. Welcome back to The Last Stand.
What's going on, brother? How you been?
Great, great. Hey, let's jump right into it. October 9th, you finally get right back into the ring with Tyson Fury. What have you been doing differently, let's say, for this fight that maybe you didn't do for the first two?
One thing for sure, I got all my brothers with me. You know, they're all with me full time, and when I have all my brothers with me, it's just magic happens because we have that inner brotherly love that can't be replaceable. You know, a lot of guys seek this, when they have a union of men come together and you have them all, everybody on one accord, everybody on the same page, and everybody know how to stay in their own lanes. Sometimes when you get certain people around, people automatically, the terminology is to say you have yes men. But, but with my guys, it's no such thing as that. Everyone know their part, and like I said, everybody stay in their lane, and it's just love. It's just so much love that, man. I'm always talking about that four-letter word, LOVE, and we have it, and that's one thing that I was missing because sometimes you can get so far in your career that you can have people that's right on your nose that get jealous of you for whatever reason. We all have, I wouldn't say we all, but some people have their own reasons of why, they envy a person or whatever the case may be. But I know for sure that I have nothing but love and protection, good spirit guys, great energy guys, and guys that'll protect me. My guys, it's a lot of things that's been said and a lot of things that will be said, but I don't listen to a lot of naysay. I don't listen to naysay. I don't read a lot of things and whatever. And most of the time they come back to me with certain things and they all flamed up and stuff. And I always tell people, it ain't me you have to worry about. It's them and everybody else on the outside, because you just never know who's listening and who you're talking to. They may have that connection to that person that you're talking to. You don't even know. Many people that have said certain things and that person have that connection, to me, and they the one that is ready to do whatever it is necessary to protect you or whatever it may be. But in this camp, I just have so much love, man, so much positivity. We've been working super hard. I rededicated myself to this sport, rejuvenated, like I said, reinvented, and I owe that all to all my guys, especially bringing Malik Scott on as the head coach. And we also have another trainer, my cut man, which is a very, very smart man, and Don Haus. He's been very helpful as well, and it's just been amazing. I can say, Brian, just that's if I had to describe camp in one word, it would be amazing.
Well, we've certainly seen these videos that of you working out. We've seen you, pumping some lifting some heavy weight. Is it safe to say that in this fight, Deontay Wilder will not only be bigger but more muscular in this fight? I think the first fight you were 212, the second one 231. Will we see a bigger, more muscular Deontay Wilder?
To be honest, when I went out to fight, I was at 205, 209. And by the end of the fight, I dropped to 205. I got a high metabolism. And when I sweat pounds off. And it's crazy. But at this point in time, I got a great nutritionist. And I got a great doctor that's around me that I talk to every day, that I spend time with every week. And we've got that under control. So you're definitely going to see a bigger Deontay Wilder, more muscular Deontay Wilder. I'm bench pressing a little over 350 now.
Wow.
Yeah, I did a video where I stopped at 350, but some certain things just not to be shown. I show a lot of things on the internet. I know Malik, he show a lot of things, but we don't show it all. We always talk about we're not gonna give them everything. We're gonna let them guess a little bit. We're gonna let them wonder a little bit, and we have fun when we post certain things. And certain things that we post, it probably could have been something old that we done, and we just wanted to release it, at that moment in time. So, it's been great all around. All my guys is happy. We're excited about October the 9th, and I think the fans all over the world should be excited about October the 9th.
So, obviously the first fight ends in a draw. The second fight, he gets the stoppage in the 7th round. Tell everyone why this fight will be different.
I mean, this fight is going to be different because you have a different Deontay Wilder, all the way around. Mindset, my body wise, the power was always going to be there, no matter what. That what brought, rightfully, and I think it's safe to say I rejuvenated the heavyweight division. I brought it back to life, with me becoming a champion and knocking guys out like I've done it. It definitely revived the heavyweight division. And, people come to see, when they come to see heavyweights, we always say they come to see knockouts, point blank, period. They don't care too much about skill and all that. They want to see some will. They want to see, a great fight, and at the end of the night, they want to see somebody get their head knocked off, because most likely they got plans to go do something else, and we ain't got time to sit around all day long. And my favorite quote, Brian, is, these guys have to be perfect for 12 rounds. I only have to be perfect for 2 seconds, and it's facts. For we don't get paid for overtime.
John Fury, who is Tyson's father, and I'm quoting him, he predicted he will not only, quote, retire you, but he's promising blood and injuries for you. What's your response to that?
Hey, I mean, it wouldn't be boxing if I didn't hear such beautiful words to explain what's going to happen, because I'm looking for something even more brutal than that. So if people want to crucify me over talking about taking lives and all that, then hey, you got to play both fields, baby, because they've said many things about killing me and all that, but you don't hear nothing. But when Deontay Wilder says it, then everybody also always want to take it seriously. Always want, well, he said all of this and this. These folks pitiful, man, But it's many things that John Fury have said. They contradict them. They're probably the biggest contradictors in the history of boxing. One minute I'm gonna kill his son, or I'm gonna hurt his son. The next minute his son is gonna have me in the hospital where he should have killed me the first time and put me, blood, all this and that. It's ping pong with him. With him in his mind, is they always contradicting themselves what they say. So you really can't take what they talking about serious. But one thing for sure, what's inevitable is October the 9th. You know what I mean? And that's what really gonna hold the true truth and what's really gonna happen. So that what makes this fight so exciting. It's so anytime I get into any type of fight, it's gonna be excitement, because I am excitement. And I'm just blessed, man. I'm blessed to be able to be here. I'm blessed to be able to display my talent, my ability, my God-given power amongst the world. And it's going to be great. I don't take nothing for granted, and I've been working very hard. And it's one thing for sure, he don't want it as bad as I. And I damn sure know he ain't been training as hard as me. So stay tuned, baby. October the 9th, it's upon us.
Before that arbitrator had ruled that you had a contractual right to a third fight, Fury had already agreed to this Anthony Joshua fight. At any point, did you have any doubt that this fight would happen?
I mean, if you saw me right now, how I'm sitting and got my legs crossed, my dogs is done. They looking all pretty and smelling good. You will see that I didn't have no worries, because what they was talking about, all that signing and Joshua and him fight, that was bogus talk. That was never gonna happen. When you have a white paper and black ink to that paper, and you sign that paper contractually, It's hard to get out of that, Brian. Even the top lawyer in the world can't get you out of that. And so, with that being said, all that stuff was just propaganda, man. That was never gonna happen, and you had so many foolish people to believe that, and if you won, then raise your hand. You are
Yeah.
guilty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I had no worries in that because I knew we had great lawyers, and when we made that contract and deal up, that it was signed, sealed, to deliver. That was stamped right there, and we just put that up in the safe, and I was good. So I didn't have to worry about that situation. It's just a shame that we had to go to court, and he had to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to try to run from me. He was running from the tornado, but I was running to it, and that was the difference. And right was right, and judge ruled what was right because it was contractual, and that was it. And here we are now. It's been a long journey, over a year, shit, almost 2 years. And here we are now. And it feels good to finally be able to be on the right track and try to get this thing over and done with. I just want this page in my book to be turned, and this chapter closed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
looking like we're going to finally get it.
What kind of safeguards have you put in place to make sure that some of the things you said that happened in this last fight doesn't happen again in this fight?
Well, we can't say too much. I don't want to give away too much because I know everyone is listening. No matter what platform or where I go, people pay attention, and they follow along with what I say, whether they agree with it or not. And just know that we got a lot of things lined up. We got a lot of things in place. And one thing for sure, the world's gonna be watching. Your eyes don't lie to you. When you see I can say a lot of things. It's a lot of things I know for facts. All I know for facts. You know what I mean? But the eyes, when you see certain images and when you see certain videos and stuff, that's not photoshopped. That's real. When you see things is bending and folding and going in 90-degree angle, that's not your eyes or your mind playing games on you. That's real. It's just that individual up in you to believe it or not. Like I said, it's just like with OJ, the glove didn't fit. But we know what the real was.
That's well put. That's well put. I like that. um, li-
So, no matter how people may look at it and see, they know what their eyes have seen, and they know that don't happen in boxing. And it's shameful that certain people in boxing try to disregard this and try to, and you know what I mean when I say that. But it's okay. God don't make mistakes, baby.
I got you. You mentioned this at the top. Listen, you could have worked with any trainer in the world. I know for a fact some of the best trainers in the world told me personally they would have loved to work with you. But you chose your old sparring partner, Malik Scott. Tell us why. What was it about Malik Scott that you said, yeah, this is going to be my new trainer?
I mean, anyone knows me know that I'm an energy being. I go off of my energy of feel, whether I meet people, whether I'm gonna shake your hand, whether I'm gonna talk to you, whether I'm gonna go in your establishment, whether I'm gonna be around you. You know what I mean? If my energy is not right, I'm not gonna deal with you. Not saying that anyone came to me and I felt a certain type of way. Now let me get that wrong. Some people have came to me and I did feel that type of way. Let me, I'm always honest. You know what I
Yep.
mean? In this sport,
Yep.
I think this sport is so serious. Why would you have to lie in it? That's me though. That's just me. You know what I mean? And I've never lied to anyone in this sport about anything. I can say that I've always been truthful, upfront, straightforward. That's why I'm one of the realest in this game. There have been some people come to me, but my energy is not connected to them to bring them along. You know what I mean? But with Malik, with Malik, our bond was already formed. It's already been made. We already had a brotherhood bond, and Malik is a genius when it comes to boxing. That's all this guy know. That's all he's done. Ever since he was young and come up, he never had no other type of job but boxing, boxing, boxing. Ever since I've known him, he always film studying something, always talking about boxing or different things like that. But the relationship that we have is amazing. I mean, it takes some trainers and fighters a lifetime to just build a bond, a relationship like that. You know what I mean? I've had a trainer that I had no relationship towards him outside of boxing. And even in boxing, it was just in the point of time of, in the midst of boxing, the short period of time that we had. And that was it. Outside of boxing, it wasn't, no connection. We didn't have nothing. You know what I mean? But with Malik, not only did I have a relationship and a true bond, with him outside of boxing, but I also have it inside of boxing as well. And like I said, when you bring that two together, it's like I don't even have to say nothing. He don't have to say nothing, but I understand what he says. I don't have to say nothing, but he understand what I'm coming from. And when you have that relationship where you can speak a language without even moving your mouth, it's powerful. You know what I mean? It's very powerful. And with Malik wisdom and knowledge of in boxing, and the relationship that we have with each other, it was a no-brainer. I've been wanting to bring him on a long time ago, but the positions was filled, and I didn't want to step on anyone's toes. Neither did he want to step on anyone's toes. And so he came into camp every time I had fights, and he would give his input on certain things, and it would be just that. But now, he's fully devoted. He's dedicated, and it's an opportunity of a lifetime for him. And I'm just so happy to have my brother along, someone that truly loves me no matter what, man. It means so much to have all my brothers with me, man. And it's just
That's
an
cool.
overwhelming feeling, man. It's something I should have done a long time ago. But, sometimes you have to go through certain things, and you have to travel down certain paths. And only then when you know that you have to make certain changes or make certain turns along that path, especially when the road get bumpy and you need that road to be smooth on the next journey. So what you do, instead of paying somebody, you get out and do the work yourself. You smooth that road out yourself, But when you have true warriors with you, because I won't say that behind me, they with me. I don't feel like I'm bigger and better than none of my guys. We're all together. We're walking together. We're walking this line together. So when you have so many guys that's with you, they will get out of their cars. They will get out. They will stop what they're doing and help you pave that road so you can have a smooth journey the next time you travel. And that's what we're doing right now. And I'm so happy to present and on October the 19th to introduce Deontay Wilder.
Wow. What can you say specifically from a boxing sense that Malik Scott, has added to your arsenal?
I mean, it's nothing that he have added, and Malik will tell you that. It's just the things that he was able to bring out of me that I've already had. Sometimes you can have certain things, but it takes that special person. It takes that special human to bring certain things out of you that you've already had to sharpen it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? To allow it to be, and when you do use it, to make it to the point where it's permanent, to make it to the point where you use it more, and to show you certain ways and in certain situations where you can use it more. And that's what he have done. He brought if anybody can bring the best out of me, it's my brothers. And Malik brings the best out of me, the ultimate best. And like I said, he would tell you himself. It ain't nothing that he taught. It's just something that he brought out of me that where I'm doing it on a consistent base. Where when I'm training and when I'm sparring or anything else that I'm doing pertaining to boxing. And I'm grateful for that.
I thought it was interesting. You said towards the beginning, Deontay Wilder has reinvented himself. In what way? How has Deontay Wilder reinvented himself?
You're going to find out, Brian. October the 9th, you will find out. You will see. I can tell you anything. It's just like the pastor said, you better bring your Bible because I can say anything. You ain't got nothing to read with me. You don't know if I'm telling you the truth or not. So let that ring be our Bible for this Bible study. And on October the 9th, that way you can read right with me what I've been saying.
You mentioned your new assistant, Don Haus. He says, and I'm quoting him, that you've been working on your boxing, landing body shots to Fury. How true is that?
It's very true. It's been amazing. That's the key word for me right now. I've always been in a great place. Even after the last outing, I was in a great place because of the people that I surround myself by every day. You know what I mean? People got to understand that it's very important to structure yourself around great people. Not just good, but great people. Because sometimes good just ain't enough. You know what I mean? We don't seek to be good. We seek to be great. And when you have great people around you, it's the law of attraction. It will only attract what you draw. And that's what I draw, nothing but greatness around me, because good can let you down. Humans are meant to let you down. But when it's a difference between good humans and great humans. See, when you have good humans, sometimes you can have enviness and hatred and selfishness to, slip through the cracks. And then in the end, it's apologies or I'm sorry. But you can't be sorry because you already knew what you was doing, because you had to premeditate on what you was going to do. And then your human body, your mindset took over. But when you have a great human in your corner, no matter what they may be thinking, the action won't take place. And most time when you have great human in the body, it ain't even a thought of thinking in my mind what I'm going to do him wrong, because I love him. And when you say when somebody say that they love you, Brian, that's strong, Brian. I don't take those words for granted. I don't take it lightly. When I say I love you, and I'll do anything for you. If we go into war, I will protect you. If we're somewhere stranded and you ain't had no food, I will provide for you. And not only you, this is what a great human does. Not only a great human provide for you, but he provide for your seed and your seed. He will give the shirt off his back and give it to you, because he's seen where you was and see how cold you was. So now it's his turn to feel those same, come on, man, to feel those same emotions that you felt, because now he done had his shirt on and he's warm. So now it's my turn to give it to you and let you cool off and let you warm up a little bit, or let you warm up a little bit when you've been cold. And now I'm going to endure your pain. And when you warm up, we can switch back over. That's somebody that loves you, man. People use that word so loosely, and they know they don't love you. But that's just sometimes a terminology to say in the midst of certain situations and things. When we meet people, I love you. But don't tell me you love me if you don't really mean it. Because I ain't going to tell you I love you if I don't really mean it. And that's just the difference, man. People got to understand. And when you know, you know. And, man, it's amazing, bro.
Well, I do know that this fight was supposed to go down July 24th, got pushed back because Tyson Fury and his team caught COVID. I saw. I know you've been kind of.
What's my laughing at?
You've been a little skeptical of that. Do you believe Fury when he says him and his team caught COVID?
Let me. Do you believe it?
I'm one of those guys. I can only believe what you tell me. So if you tell me you got COVID, I'm gonna take you at your word. But I'm sure you probably have more insight than I do when it comes to obviously your opponents and their camp. So I guess that's my question. Do you believe that Tyson Fury and his camp had COVID, and that's why they pushed it back?
So someone can tell you anything and you will believe what they say.
I won't go that.
Also, look. So they will believe what although you may have certain facts or may have seen certain things of their character, because character speaks volumes.
Mm-hmm.
Certain people are getting judged because of the color of their skin and stuff. Now that's different to be judged by something that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Of that person, you just looking at him, and because he looks a certain way, or carries him or herself a certain way, and you want to judge. But when that person have showed their character, not once, not twice, but it's like a snowball effect. And as over time, a snowball can be small, but during the duration of time, as it started to roll, it get bigger and bigger. And when you see that, and that person says something, do you believe that? Do you believe them?
No, you raised a good point.
let it, so we'll let that marinate a little bit.
I want you to hear what, and I want you. I guess the question is, what did you think of Alexander Usyk's domination of Anthony Joshua?
I'm gonna put it like this, Brian. It's a difference between one being made to be or do something than someone being born to be or do something. And I'm gonna let that marinate as well.
Wow. Because Usyk cruiserweight comes up, puts on 20 pounds, and was still a good 20 pounds smaller than Anthony Joshua, but he just outboxed him. Landed some big shots in that, and listen, late in that fight, he had Joshua against the ropes, and it looked like he was going to take him out. Were you surprised that Usyk handled Anthony Joshua in that fight?
I wasn't surprised, I wasn't surprised at all for the simple fact when you go back and look at Ruiz and what he did and how he did it, and you go back into this fight, I consider Usyk a lot better than Ruiz. He's definitely taller. But the thing about it, he's a southpaw that's doing it. And we know for sure Joshua has only, in my knowledge, has fallen on one southpaw. Because southpaws can be tricky, and Usyk is a southpaw, and he got good movement as a southpaw. I do feel that certain heavyweights that he would have a problem with, but we've seen him, come into fights and have problem with different heavyweights, just like Tim Witherspoon. I think if Tim Witherspoon had a little bit more stamina and was able to, fully train, because I heard he didn't have too much time to train, but have fully trained, and the guy that's been sitting out for that long of a time that he did and come in and did what he did, if he had a little bit more stamina, we probably would have seen a different outing in that fight, him coming in. And you see Tresora, he did an amazing job as well with him. So we know Usyk, have certain problems with certain heavyweights. But in this division, you have to have a heart of a lion. You have to have the courage and the mindset of a beast. You got to believe that you are the best. You have to go in and say, it ain't about being cocky or arrogant. And that's what people get it wrong in this sport. That's why the percentage of a negative 0.001 percentage of people that will do this and won't do this. And the people that won't, and the percentage is way lower than the people that won't do this than the people that will do this, because they don't understand boxing. They'll never get in a warrior sport like this. But you'll have everybody in the world want to put their opinions about it, or they'll say certain things. Oh, you did this, or trainer, or he don't have no skills, he don't do this, but they would never ever get off of their couch. They would never ever get off of their computers. They would never ever be able to would never ever get in there and do what you did. Not even on your worst night would they be able to accomplish. Not even just the smallest goals that you accomplish in boxing would they ever be able to do it, because they're cowards. And it takes a certain mindset to be able to do this on a certain type of level. You feel me? To be
Yeah.
able to know that this is all I got, but when I go back to my corner, I'm gonna have to bring out some more. When I'm already tired, I'm so tired that it feel like I'm about to die if I breathe one more time. But something in you have to replace that fear. And you just have to dig deep. And you gotta say, I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna die in the ring. And that is not something expression that that oh man, it's so hard to explain when you're trying to explain. I try to break it so down that a child can understand when you're dealing with a sport like this, man. When
Well,
you
the
say I'm
reason why
gonna die in the ring, when a person says that, that's what they mean. And when you're not in it and you're not brave enough to do this, then you won't understand that terminology of what that person means by that.
yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
no,
throw
no.
that damn towel in. I'm gonna die doing this. And that's what it is. And when you're willing to die for what you do, then it ain't no job, baby. It's not. And people have to respect that and understand. That's why when I fight, if your stomach can't digest what your eyes is about to see, please don't watch. Please, 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 because this is a warrior sport for me. I don't play around with this. This sport right here, there ain't no other sport like this. There's no other sports that have had as many deaths, if any sport, that have any death like boxing. No matter what, your head is not meant to be hit for 12 rounds with gloves. And sometimes people take the padding out and put things in it and plaster on their hands and shit and try to put some type of PED in their body to do certain things and shit. And people accept that, man. This is already dangerous, bro. It's already dangerous. And you got to understand the mindset of a warrior than a casual fan or someone that's sitting out there, an expert that think they know what they talking about when they really don't. I've been in the sport for 25, 50 years, ain't got shit to do with you being able to actually have experience 1 or 2 years or just a couple of seconds of experience in that ring to actually really feel and understand what it really about.
It's a good point. No, it's a good point. It's a good point. The reason why I asked you about Joshua and does Joshua have that type of warrior spirit? Because obviously after the fight, he was asked about you guys' fight. And he said, listen, quote, I just felt like Deontay Wilder is a formidable ex-champion, has a chance to come back, but I just knew that when he gets to the top level, it would be difficult because it's one thing getting there, it's another thing staying there. We've seen in some of his fights, it's been difficult for him. Then he lands his punch and he's been victorious. But I've always believed that when you go to war, you can't have just one weapon in your arsenal, which was his right hand. That was his quote. When they asked him about you two fighting.
At the end of the day, Brian, I go down in history. It's only been 6 fighters in the history of boxing that have defended that title 10 times. I've done it for 10 defensive titles for 5 years. So don't tell me about going to a next level and having a weapon that you need more than one weapon to do so, because with that being said, I've already debunked that situation, that case. No matter what people may say, I've debunked that. I'm amongst the elites. You know what I'm saying? I topped Muhammad Ali in his second reign with what, if you want to say, one weapon. I guarantee you none of my sparring partners that ever come down to camp with me will tell you differently. I guarantee you that. Especially in this camp where I've broken ribs and dropped so many of them that had some snoring and saying and talking in their sleep. They wouldn't tell you that. So, that's the thing about boxing. Styles make fights, and that's just the end of it, man.
Yeah.
You can, a person can look up on another person and say this and say that, or whatever. But can you defend it against him when you get in front of him? And the only way you can find out is get in that ring with him. And if you don't get in that ring with him, you just talk. That's it. And that's all it will ever be. The talk, and then talk become dust. And then dust vanished. And then you no longer see a fight that could have been a great fight and everyone could have made a lot of fucking money. Cause now, first his point was, it's not about the fight, it's not about the man, it's about the belts. I guess it's about the man and not the belts now since he's on the opposite side of the grass. Let that marinate.
Last time we had a discussion, you said, hey, Tyson Fury, one of the biggest cheats in boxing. You still feel that way?
You damn right. Damn right. Come on, man. Look at his rap sheet. I challenge anyone to go and search him and look him up and look at all his rap sheets, from all the cheating, from the gloves to the boar meat to all the PEDs and all that different things that he's done. I dare them to go challenge it and go look up the history to contradictions and all that. Go do the research yourself. I dare someone to go do that, and then then will you find your own answer to the question. We all are subject to our own opinion, but sometimes we have to do our own homework to really see the truth behind certain people. So I challenge people to go do their research, because they people crucify someone that's, I would say, a nun in this sport. I say a lot of shit, and I mean it. Before it's me putting drugs in my body or something that I don't supposed to be eating or something that make my body do what it don't supposed to do, you'll never find Deontay cheating. Not in this. Not in nothing. I don't believe in cheating, man. I just don't. And that's why people try to close me up in this sport, because there's so many fighters that's doing it. So many fighters that's doing it. Some of them probably don't want to do it, but they feel like the other opponent is doing it and they just want a fair shake. So they gonna do it. Because they see, they're getting away with this shit. And if I hear one more motherfucker talking about the commissioners and the inspectors check thing, I'm gonna slap them. I'm gonna have my lawyer right there too, but I'm gonna slap him. Because that's a lie, bro. That's a lie. A lot of these guys is just Office Depot's workers, home Lowe's, grocery store, or whatever you want to call it. They don't understand or know certain things. They don't. They just doing a job, bro. And that's just it. It ain't nothing me just downplaying them. It's telling the truth. They don't understand certain things. That's been times where fighters have putting their gloves on, hitting the wall. And you see a commissioner, you'll see an inspector right there, they ain't saying shit. Because they don't know it ain't doing no damage or nothing. They probably think that motherfucker crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't understand. And in the history of boxing, there's never been a commissioner or inspector caught anyone of any sort or any race cheating. And that's facts. It's only have been the trainers and the fighters. That's it. So if the commissioners and all that see certain things, why is that such a big fact? Let that marinate. And I'm going to sip this.
Listen, you've certainly been outspoken about a couple things. Number one, you say the best fighters aren't fighting the best, and obviously guys getting popped for PEDs. Why do you think this is happening?
Allowing it to happen. The higher power that be is allowing these things to happen. Brian, we're talking about a sport that is ran by this. And they can't tell me, because I've been in situations. I ain't gonna say no names. I would never rat on anyone or whatever. But I've been in a position where money could be slid for me under the table and shit like that. I don't get down like that, bro. I don't. That's why they want me out of this sport. They want to close me up and shut me up and shit. But I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm not gonna speak no names or nothing like that. But I'm enlightened and shit, because I've been done wrong. And they tried to bury me in the casket. You know what I'm saying?
Was someone trying to make you take a dive or having your opponent take a dive?
It's never been a point where somebody tried to pay me to take a dive. I can't say that. It's probably been a point where if I fought a particular person and they knew that I would beat that person, they wanted to give me money to promote the next fight or something like that. There's never been no dives or anything like that. You know what I mean? But certain things exist in boxing. It's money driven. Point blank and period. And I always say is money, is politics, and it's a racist sport. Period. Period. And that's just what it is, man. That's just what we deal with in this sport. But I love it though. I love this sport because it have made a poor man a rich man, a wealthy man. And it can make a poor, or it can make a rich, wealthy man poor. Just like that. So it go vice versa. And it's a time where you love it, you don't. Either you can handle and deal with what comes with it or you can't. All these different sports have certain things that goes on in it. And it's just whether if you can deal with it or not. That's just what it is. And that just is what it is, man.
Deontay, for a number of people who watch and listen to this podcast, we let them submit questions. I got a few of them here for you. This one comes from Twitter. It says, Deontay, what are you going to wear for this fight?
Just you wait. Just you wait.
Are you going to have another one of the costumes, or are you just?
Just you wait. Just you wait. Hey, buy a ticket just to see what I'm gonna wear.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Click that pay-per-view button just to see what Deontay Wilder is gonna wear.
You're right.
You feel me?
Trust me, other people will do it.
There you go.
This one from Twitter, it says, what do you think about the Jake Paul movement in boxing?
I mean, if people paying their hard-earned money to see entertainment, because that's what it is, it's entertainment. I know the cruel truth is that certain fighters spend a lifetime trying to make a dollar in this sport. When you have so many promoters and maybe managers and they get fucked up deals and stuff like that they never get to the point of seeing certain things. I know certain fighters that way and they still complain to this day about certain things, and it's heartbreaking when you come from a struggle and you use boxing as an outlet to try to gain wealth and to provide for your family. That's why a lot of these guys cheat, because they want that win. They don't care about the punishment. They want that win to try to better themselves off to get to the next level and stuff. Although it's wrong, I don't condone in it, but that's what happens. And when you see YouTuber guys or inspired fighters that want to fight or whatever people may call them, you know what I mean? I'm going off of what people say or calling them, whatever they want to call themselves. When certain fighters or whatever see that, it upsets them, because they really is in this sport. They're really doing it. They really, put their blood, sweat, and tears in this. You know what I mean? They're really coming out of the trenches, coming out of the dirt, the mud. And when they see somebody that looked a little bit more privileged in this and able to have, so many people tune in and stuff like that, man, that I can only imagine. I can't say I feel the same pain that they feel because I'm established. I've made millions upon millions upon millions of dollars, and I invested very well. I don't get in my business a lot, but I'm a very happy person at this point in time. I told my daughter when she was 1 year old, the daddy's gonna be able to support her beyond her belief. And boy, did I ever do that. Not only that, it allowed me to have 8 more children, and I want 4 more to give a king 12, but I don't think my queen trying to give it to me. I'm gonna have to tear that body up, girl. You better give me 12. Goddamn.
Oh, but you're crazy, man.
For me, it's different. I'm viewing it different because my position is different, Brian.
Right.
Like I said, I'm established.
Yeah.
My position is different, so I'm all about a person making their money. And like I said, if someone want to pay their hard-earned money to see entertainment, then you can't stop people from doing that. Yeah. And to me, optimistic about it, it brings since those guys have chose boxing to do that, it brings a little bit enlightenment to boxing, because you may have fans that's fans of certain guys that haven't been fans of boxing because they're in the sport that allows them to become fans, you know what I mean? Or to look up certain fighters or to see certain things that they probably wasn't interested in because of their favorite YouTuber or whatever is involved, allow them. So, you got to look at it, all aspects of it. And I'm a very optimistic person. That's how I look at it. And certain things. So, I say, keep doing what you're doing. They've been doing a damn great job from what I've been seeing. And And if it's paying the bills and they're putting money in the pocket for generational wealth, then hey, if no weapon can form against you, nothing should. You know what the saying goes: no weapon formed against me should prosper. So
Exactly.
continue to keep doing what you're doing, man. That's what I say.
Uh, Robina Wills from Twitter asks, Deontay, if you get beaten by Tyson Fury, will you retire or will you continue fighting?
Don't bring that negative talk this way. What's his name?
Robina Wills from
Rabina
Twitter.
Wheels from Italy. Do not bring that here, man. It ain't no if. It ain't. He's not beating me at all. Not at all. But Brian, repeat the question again.
Yeah, it says, if you get beaten by Tyson Fury again, will you retire or will you keep fighting?
I'm gonna keep fighting, man. I'm on a goal. I'm on a mission. There will be one champion, one face, one name, and he go by the name of Deontay Wilder.
I was gonna say you always said that, one face, one name. You used to always say that. Absolutely.
But
Here's another one.
I'm an energy person though as well,
Yeah.
Brian. Like I've said, I've done great in my career and with my finances. Truth be told, I really don't have to box again in my life. You know what I mean? Because of my lifestyle, the way I choose to live my life, and how smart I've been, and having so many amazing people around me, man. I can truly say that. A lot of people, can't say that, and if they
You're
can
right.
say that, some people probably be lying. But I can, I've always been honest, and I can say that. And it also it deals with a lot of things to be able to come in the sport and to do it and to be able to get the money and just put it away. I've always been a great saver, and I've always watched my father save, and I've done that, and I got a great team behind me, financial team as well, and we stick with the game plans of what we do. But I'm an energy person, so I think I'm gonna quit this sport when I feel that energy, like when I say, all right, it's time. I can feel it. Which is getting close. Whether I'm still in the sport winning or not, like I can feel it getting close of retirement. Anyway, I can feel it. Like I feel like I want to, cause there's a lot of things that I want to do outside of boxing, and there's a lot of things that I'm getting into. I'm very talented in a lot of different things that I don't share with the world. Only time people see me is when I'm boxing. That's the only time I express myself. Certain time when I'm promoting something or when I'm boxing. As you can see on my social media, and most of the time I'm just on Instagram. I only deal with just Instagram most of the time. And as you can see, most of my posts always come when I'm finna get ready to fight. You
You're
feel
right.
me? You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And that's always been me. After boxing, I go MIA. I disappear. You don't really hear of me. You don't really hear from me. And that's just me. Like, I'm a private person. I'm very like closed in. I don't trust easily. My energy don't connect with other humans like that. Like, I'm a great person. And it's sad that people only have to see me when I'm promoting a fight. They have to see the grimy person. They have to see the guy that talk crazy and certain things for promoting fights and stuff. Although this is my feelings. This is what I'm feeling at this time. People don't understand how you go months and months and months and you trying to get your mind. I mean, it ain't trying. You going months and your mind is meditating on this particular person. You pounding and hitting everything that's in sight. You hitting the mitts. You hitting the speed bag. You're fucking hitting the heavy bag. You jump work roping for one particular person. That's combat. So that's like premeditation of hurting someone. What do you think you're gonna say? It ain't gonna be nothing nice. And anytime some of these fighters say certain nice things, either they're just really scared or they hold back from saying something that they really don't want to say, but they worry about what others may say or think of them. See, Deontay Wilder don't give a damn. I don't care what you say about me. I really don't.
And
I
that's a
don't
great place
care.
to be in.
You know what I mean? And it give me my sanity. It give me my peace, Brian. Cause I ain't got the time to be worrying about what somebody think about me or what they're saying or all this. When I look around and I think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days, and I won't complain. Come on now.
We'd have found another talent out of Deontay Wilder.
I ain't gonna complain, baby.
Another one from Twitter says, oh, this is on the opposite spectrum. Will you consider fighting the winner of the Usyk Anthony Joshua rematch right after your win over Fury, or will you do some other smaller fights before that?
Yeah, I mean, certain. Well, he could be new to boxing, or he could be new, or he or she, whoever asking that question, could be new to me. But anybody knows me knows. I know my true fans already know the answer. You feel me? But anybody that knows Wilder knows I'm seeking one champion, one face, one name. And the faster I can get that, the faster I can retire and get the hell out of here.
When we talking about how close, are we talking a year or two away?
From what, retiring?
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta unify the division first.
Right. Got it.
You know what I mean?
Got
Then we can have those conversations after.
Got it.
But as fighters, man, when you try to retire, that money even come even more, man, and putting all them millions up in your face and stuff. And but when I get to that point when I really feel like it's that time, like I don't think no type of money would be able to drive me to not do what I want to do. You know what I mean? I got so much joy in my life. I can't say it enough. I got so much joy and happiness in my life, man. I don't care about what's going on in the world, man. I really don't, man. Y'all have fun, bro. Whatever y'all go and y'all be around certain people and, you're buying this and buying that, I'm happy. Like, I'm a type of person, I sit back, I get happy for people as if, they part of me. Like, when my brothers and stuff do things and they have great things come to them, man, I'm so excited for them, man. And that's what you want around you. People that will be able to drown themselves in your happiness. You feel me? They can drink the same happiness that you're drinking, and they can be just as happy as you. And I can truly say that that's what I have around me. When I'm doing something great, they are happy. Ultimately, when they're doing something, I am ultimately happy. I don't care if they do bigger and better things than I. I can say I've done something and I've established myself. You can't have it all, because when you get to a certain point, you can buy certain things. When you get that, you always gonna want more. You're always gonna have certain things that you want, no matter what. Some people just can get to it faster than others, and that's just the way it is. But for me, I've learned that over time that no matter what you get to, desires. Everybody have desires to do something. You get to it, whether you get to it long or short. Everybody have their different journeys and the tempos that is going there. But I guarantee you, when you get there, it's going to be something else that you want. Now it's something else. It's something. It's just never ending until the day we die. So we can't have it all, and we're not going to be able to have it all, because I tell you, man, it's a lot of people that have it all, man, or close to having it all, and just miserable, man. They're not happy. They're not happy, and they will pay for people to be around them. They will pay for love. They will pay for a friendship. They will pay for certain things, and it's going to be fake. It's going to be fake, and it's just the truth, the hard truth and reality about this world that we live in and dealing with human beings, But when you have just a small circle of people that, that loves you, man, I can't, man. It's better than silver and gold, baby. It's better than
sounds great that
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
It sounds great that you're in this space, because not many people are.
Grind, man. When they talk about I'm depressed and all that, bro, don't listen to that shit, man. Deontay Wilder ain't never been in no bad place or whatever. As far as when it's talking about what people think, it's always the opposite. They don't know how I'm different, man. My grandma said I was anointed by God. The way I think certain things, I used to think I was weird at some point when I used to come up in high school and stuff. I used to think I was weird, bro. You know, I really never hung around. I always played sports all my life. I never ran with the crowd. I always did what I want to do on my own. If I joined something, I was going to be the leader of it. You know what I mean? If I did certain things, I was going to be the trend setter and not the trend follower. You know what I
Love
mean?
that. Love
That's
that.
just me. Everybody ain't like that, and everybody ain't built to be in that position or have that position, of power. Some people are meant to follow, and some people are meant to lead. And only you can determine what part you play in this world. You know what I mean? And that's just the cold facts of it. You know what I mean? Everybody that have it all don't mean that they're great. And everybody that poor don't mean that they ain't shit. Because some people that's poor can be one of the strongest leaders that we ever had. They're just waiting on their opportunity. And sometimes the people that has the most to see that they're popping and doing all the things could be the weakest mindset person that we have on this planet. But because people bigs them up or put them on a certain platform, the image of that make it seem like they're bigger and better than what they really are. At the end of the day, guys, we're humans. Materialistic things, finances don't define who we are. That's why when I meet people, I don't care about your title. You know what I mean? I don't care about the things that you have. I want to know what person, that human, that human being that you are. That's who I want to know. And I want you to know that with me. Because for me, people misinterpret. They misjudge me so much that they're dying to really know who is Deontay Wilder. And I don't mean just the boxer. The boxer and all that's just my title. But who am I as a person? You know what I mean? And I ain't trying to instill into no one to get to know who that is. If you find out you do, you do, you don't. You feel me? It ain't
Yeah,
me.
absolutely.
What God got for me is for me. And that's just what it is, man. I'm happy in life, bro. And that's all. I got a lot of love around me. I got a lot of peace around me. And all that is just circulating throughout everybody that comes to us. Man, I can't, man. Whew.
Well, look, we've come to the last segment of this show. We call it The Last Stand. You know the deal, Deontay. I'm going to give you a series of questions. Just give me the first thing that comes to your mind. You
Brian,
ready?
you know sometimes that can be the darndest things that can be
I
said
know.
now.
Here we go. Just the first thing that comes to your mind.
Oh, shoot.
After suffering your first defeat, tell me something you had to deal with that you didn't expect.
My trainer throwing the towel in. I told that man from the time I met him, you know what I mean, from the time for years, and I have people to validate that. That's on my for years. I said no matter what happened in the ring in a fight, don't ever throw the towel in on me. You just don't throw a towel on a fighter like me, man. Not a warrior, not a person that's willing to die in that thing. And people always, well, what about, your kids and he did thing with my life is not your life and you don't care about my life because if you did, you wouldn't be coming to see me fight. Let me stop. That's all my love was. I'm sorry, my loved ones. I know y'all come to support me. I ain't talking about y'all. But some of the haters, you know what I mean? Certain people just
Yeah.
don't care. This is a brutal sport and I chose to do this, Brian. And people have to respect that. I've chosen to do what I do. I could have done anything else. I could have been a teacher. I could have played another sport. I could have been a manager at Walmart. I could have been a worker at the local Waffle House. I mean, I could have been a road assistant. I could have been a bus driver. I could have been the one that directs the traffic when the kids come by. You know what I'm saying? I could have been a fisherman. I could have been anything that I want, but I chose this right here. And I just want people to respect that. You know what I mean? And that right there, you know what I mean? That right there, that right there. On a king of war, you do not. It's many people you throw the towel in on, but you don't throw a towel in on somebody like Deontay Wilder. And I'm going to leave it as that.
First thing that comes to your mind when I say Tyson Fury.
I'm going to pass, bro. I'm going to pass, please. I'm sorry.
First thing that comes to your mind when I say Anthony Joshua.
Shit, I'm going to pass, man. But I can tell you, I can say this though, it ain't as worse as what I feel about Tyson Fury. If that's worth anything.
Even if he doesn't have the belts, do you foresee a fight with Anthony Joshua in your future?
The future is bright, so who knows? I'm not gonna say yes, and I'm not gonna say no. I know he messed up on hundreds of millions of dollars with us, not wanting to fight me. And they tried to change the story as if it was me, but I didn't want, accepted your low fee with no percentage when you gave every other fighter a percentage, and I was the first champion, the longest reigning champion. You know what I'm saying? But we understood why. I understand why they didn't want to fight me, just like nobody wanted to fight Luis Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? Still to this day, no one wants to fight Luis Ortiz. That's at the top. A lot of people call him out, but let's see you get in there with this man. This old man. Why do we care about the age? If you can fight, shit, Bernard Hopkins did it to what, since he was to 49?
Yeah, he's 50
You
years
feel me?
old. He was fighting.
Foreman came back at 45, and I mean,
Yeah.
that age don't define who you are. Because if you treat your body well and put the right nutrition in it, the right minerals and vitamins, and you work out and stuff like that, you only can believe what the body would do and what your capabilities of. There's a lot of older people out here that can go way longer and do a lot of more things faster than these younger people out of here. It's because of what they do and exercise and eat right and do, and mindset is in a different place. We always want to call somebody old, but the first thing about it, they don't want to die old. I mean, they don't want to die young, though. You know what I'm saying? I embrace age. I love age. I always tell, how old are you? I don't want to say my age yet. Why not? You rather die old than young, right? So
Amen to
embrace
that.
ages, man. Age become wisdom. But only way you become wiser, you apply knowledge. And you know what I'm saying? And the only way you get knowledge is to go through things and experience things. And when you experience things, that takes time, that take age. A year is not long. 365 is not a lot of days. 24 hours is not enough hours in the fucking day. It's not. That's why we think about, oh, it's January, then all of a sudden we in the middle of the month, then all of a sudden it's December, then you come back around to a new year. Ooh, where did the year go? And don't be busy. Don't be busy. You don't even know what the day of the month is no more. Forget the day of the week. You know what I'm saying? It just go by so fast. So people, we got to get out of our mind that certain old. Certain things people use as an excuse. And when they say Luis Ortiz is old, these fighters use that excuse and not to fight that highly skillful southpaw, which I fought twice. And I didn't even have to. I didn't have to. And a lot of people avoided that man because they didn't want to get beat. But on to the next question.
What do you say to those who say Deontay Wilder is filled with excuses and conspiracy theories?
Well, they have to check their own life and wonder why they ain't in the same position I am in. Because my life is good, baby. How about yours? Now sit on your couch and let that marinate.
And last but not least, do you believe we will have an undisputed heavyweight champion by this time next year?
Oh gosh, I hope so. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. But you know what though? Once I beat Fury, and if Usyk beat Joshua again for the second time, which a lot of the world, predict that it will happen, unless he changed some things up in his camp, and only if he changed some things up in his camp, I think Usyk would be an honorable man, and he will fight. And we could see that because I'm going to get Fury out of there. There's no doubt in my mind whatsoever. He ain't been training as hard as he don't want it as bad as I want it. And he don't know what's to come. They ain't never seen this Wilder. Nobody has. And I'm going to prove that on October. I'm going to prove that. Again, I will prove that. To all my doubters, I'm going to prove that to all my lovers. And it's just going to be a fun night of boxing come October the night, no matter what. But if all goes well, and I think if Usyk has the belt by that time of me beating Fury, I think you can see that. But we'll see when they come, because you know how guys get when they get belts, they get funny acting. You know what I mean? And then they want to venture off somewhere else and shit. I'm like, God, dog, man, come on. Like, one time, one champion, one face, one name. Come on, guys. Like, you a champion, I'm a champion. You say you a warrior, I'm a warrior. You say you the best, I say I'm the best. Let's see who's the best one time. After that, I mean, it ain't gonna be that long.
Yeah.
Because once I get it, I mean, I don't plan to be in the sport too much longer after that. I really don't. And after that, the belt's just gonna spread out again, and then I'm gonna be on the opposite side. I'm gonna be on the outside looking in, being able to cheer a lot of fighters on, being able to probably sign a lot of fighters and start my empire off like I want it, and be able to give a lot of guys advice and not hate on them and shit. Just like really just show love. You know what I mean? That's what I'm about. Show love and give back and show them how I did it, because everybody do it differently in their career, and I want to show them how I did it and the people I surrounded myself by, and so they can make it. Because boxing is a tough sport, man. It really is, and to be in it, you come from nothing. Majority of the time, you come from nothing. But it ain't nothing like the sport of boxing. The places you go and the people you meet in it, it's nothing like it. I tell you that.
Well, we began with it, so we might as well end with it. On October 9th, you've gone the distance. He says that he's going to be like a big rig and run you over. Do you see Deontay Wilder knocking out Tyson Fury?
Most definitely. I'm always going to see myself knocking out my opponents. That's just my mindset. But I'm going to beat them up and then I'm going to knock them out in this fight. I'm going to beat you up and I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to beat you up and then I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to make you feel enough of this promotion. Yeah, I see myself knocking them out. And I just want y'all guys, all my fans, man, I just, real talk, I love y'all so much. And I said I don't use them words lightly. So if you come to me and you come in my DM or whatever, and you telling me that, which a lot of you guys do, you know what I'm saying? You come to me and say, King, I love you. And I love it. I love it and I can feel it. And I appreciate it because I love you too. And I truly mean that. I have some day ones that have rolled with me from the beginning and still with me to this day. And that means so much to me, And I got some of the best fans in the world, I do believe. And, to be a Wilder fan, you have to be a real one first, or you ain't going to be qualified to come on this train. You got to understand yourself and your surrounding. You got to be a great energy person, you know what I'm saying, and understand subliminal messages and surround yourself by positivity, because that's what Deontay Wilder is all about. Despite the things that you hear of him or what you may see when it comes promotion time or boxing time, this king right here is a great king, and come October night, I want to see all you guys show up, support the fight. And if you can't make it, Fox pay-per-view, baby, don't be afraid to click that button. They'll come back to you. And in the end, goddamn, y'all can have parties and celebrate the victory. This is for us, baby. And I can't wait.
There it is. He is the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world. He's the bronze bomber, and that's what we do here on The Last Stand. We bring you the biggest names in sports and entertainment, and in the heavyweight division, one of the biggest names is Deontay Wilder. My man, I appreciate you. Best of luck on the 9th.
Blessings. And I got to end it off. Bomb Squad!
Till this day, that's what we do. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week.